My name is Demetriana, but my friends call me Demi, and welcome to my channel. I want to say hi to all of you watching on YouTube and on Rumble. I see you there too. So today I want to talk about the thing that I looked up on YouTube to learn more about, but I didn't really see. At least not on YouTube. They may be discussing it in other ways, other places, but I looked and scoured and I didn't. And this is the topic of non-hormonal birth control. So that concept in of itself is not, new or anything like that. But the form of non-hormonal birth control was the thing that I didn't really find a lot of information about. So that's what I'll be discussing today. So before going into the topic, I first want to preface it by discussing basically how, like, me and my husband and how we, our experience before marriage. So as I mentioned in my intro video, both of us, I got married as a virgin, but he also got married as a virgin. So neither of us have any kind of sexual experience. Neither of us have any experience with birth control or anything like that. Speaking for me specifically, I've never been on the pill because, as a lot of people may not know, you do not have to be sexually active to be taking birth control. A lot of women use birth control in order to manage symptoms of PMS and other things. And so don't get it twisted. I'm not saying I wasn't on birth control because I wasn't having sex. I just simply chose not to use it. That was recommended to me by my primary care provider when I was about 20 or 21 because I've had irregular periods ever since I started having periods when I was 13. And she said being on the pill would make my periods more regular, but I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to take the pill. I was concerned about the hormones, will it have an impact on me? And I know for some women it still works for them, but for me, I just didn't want to do that. So that was something that I discussed with my then boyfriend, because we were kind of talking about this stuff even before we got engaged, because we were working towards marriage anyway. So we were talking about this stuff kind of early, but I was telling him that I really wasn't comfortable being on the pill, and he supported that. And so we were really trying to talk about and do research on ways that we could, delay, getting pregnant, because we want to wait a year before we start trying to have kids. And so I was looking things up. Of course, we knew about condoms being a contraceptive that does not only prevent against STIs, but it can also be used to prevent pregnancy. And so he, was going to do that. But I also wanted to, play a role in this as well. So I was doing research on non-hormonal birth control methods, and I came across different ones. One it seems like it's becoming very, very popular, especially on social media, is natural family planning. That's something I think, at least from what I understand, that a lot of, religious women, particularly I think Catholics, from what I understand, I could be totally wrong, but from my understanding, is a very popular form of birth control, because a lot of people do not want to use the pill because they see it as a form of pregnancy termination. And so a lot of people are like, okay, well, let me try something else. So natural family planning, where you are tracking your cycle, your body, your temperatures. I found that it wouldn't work for me because, as I mentioned earlier, my periods are irregular. I have it every few months. Over the past 2 years, my periods have been even less regular. It's just for transparency's sake, I only had one period last year. I was getting really freaked out, and I went to the doctor, and my hormones were normal. So I don't know what was going on. This past year, I've had more periods, but it's not as regular as it has been in the past. So natural family planning will not work for me. I'm definitely still going to go to my doctor just so I could get an idea of what's going on, but basically needed to figure out another form of non-hormonal birth control. So then I found out about cervical caps, and that was something that I was like, this could work. Like, there's a cervical cap and a diaphragm. You insert like a silicone cup or receptacle into your vaginal area, and it's meant to cover up the cervix. And you put a little bit of spermicide in it, so that way that helps to kill off any sperm that comes into your vaginal canal during intercourse, things like that. But getting those required going to a doctor in order to get fitted for those. And I just, for different reasons, I wasn't able to get a primary care, have a primary care visit and then get a referral to a OBGYN in order to get all that done. I felt like those were too many barriers for me to get started on that contraceptive method right away. So I decided to look at other methods. And as I was doing research, I found that, there's ways to just use spermicide by itself, specifically vaginal contraceptive gel. So I was like, okay, well, let me look up videos from women that are talking about that. I only found like 2 channels. One of them was from a nurse who was talking about different forms of contraceptives, and she talked about the vaginal contraceptive gel. And she only had like 2 videos about it, I think. And then there was another woman, I think, that was talking about it, and she only had like 2 videos, and they were like really old. And the only other videos I found on this type of contraceptive were from healthcare providers and from companies promoting their product, talking about how to use it and all that. And so I was like, well, dang, like, I wish there was other people that were talking about it so I can kind of learn more about their experiences. And so that's why that was one reason why I wanted to start this channel, was to kind of talk about this and talk about my experience with, different forms of non-hormonal birth control, including this type of contraceptive. And so this is what I am using. This is a vaginal contraceptive gel. The brand is VCF. I got mine at Target. I looked up reviews on Target, and there were women that had different experiences with it. There's some women that said I've been using it for years and it's worked well for me and my husband. There are other women that said that it doesn't work. I got pregnant. I recognize that there may be some people that may have different forms of success. Maybe they didn't use it correctly. Like, there's all kinds of reasons why they may have that type of experience. And so I was like, you know what? My husband is using a condom. I'll use this, so I'll try it out. And so far, it's been fine. And the way that you use it, for women that use tampons during their periods, it's pretty much, the application is exactly the same. It has an applicator with the gel in it, and it has like this plunger thing, and you put the applicator in the vagina, and then you use the little plunger thing to push in the gel. And I won't go into deep detail about the instructions. I recommend you guys looking it up for yourself. The one thing I will say that is kind of something to work through, it is, because it's a gel, it is really slippery. So with my natural lubrication in my vagina and also the gel, it's hard for my husband to stay inside of me. And so he was slipping in and out, and it was like kind of frustrating. And so that's just something to keep in mind. You may not have to use lube with this. Like, you just have your natural lubrication and the gel, and that's lube enough. Well, that's kind of the interesting thing about sex and all that. And that's another video I'll be talking about, is the things that no one really tells you about sex. Is it's not as simple as, penis in and then you're done. Like, there's so much preparation, a lot of discussion, in order to make sex, beneficial and enjoyable for both people. And birth control is involved with that. So that's just something I wanted to add. But yeah, so I really wanted to talk about this because this is a form of contraception that I don't see anybody talk about. And I want to, talk about how it works for me, and hopefully add to that conversation that I don't really see. So yeah, like, especially for those of you that don't want to be on the pill and you have irregular periods like me, maybe you want to check out either cervical cap or diaphragm. You just have to go to your provider to get that started, or try out the vaginal contraceptive gel and see if it works for you and your spouse. Thank you all so much for watching. Please, go into the comments, let me know if you guys have used this brand or another brand of this gel before, or maybe there's another form of non-hormonal birth control that you like, you know what, we've tried, me and my husband, or me and my wife, if you guys, if men are watching this, have tried this and we found that this helped. It would be great to learn more. And also shoot me a DM, follow me on Instagram. Find me at Demi Dixon 34, and shoot me a DM if you also want to talk about it, but more so in that space. So yeah, again, I will be posting videos twice a week, and I sincerely hope you all have a blessed day. Please subscribe, click the notification bell so you guys could get notified whenever I have uploads, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.